G'day and welcome to another edition of the Advocate Footy Wrap here at Ulverston again. Coley, how are you today, sir?
Yeah, a little bit. Weather's a little bit meh today. Bit wet, bit windy. But sitting up here in the Neil Rawson Sound, I think we'll be okay. But I think you're a bit soft. You want to go inside the club rooms, I think, later on and just sit near the wood eater and just warm yourself up a bit.
I don't have a ski jacket on like you, Coley. So.
Oh well. That's what I get paid the big dollars for.
Give me a break, mate.
Now, just before we start, a big occasion today too, Jordan. This is our last ever video together today.
Yeah,
it's quite a sad little moment.
It is, Coley. You're just heading off overseas for
just on a sports tour.
You're coming back, but
oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but no, I'm heading overseas and probably not coming back. So, mate, it's been a pleasure being doing a video with you anyway, and hopefully you can get through today's video.
Well, we've had many good videos, mate, and I'm sure we'll relive the memories on the trip back.
Enough of us. We had a couple of Hall of Fame who are already inducted.
Yes, but becoming legends.
Who are
going
they?
That next tier.
Who are they?
First one, obviously well known on the north. Both of them are well known on the northwest coast from different eras, though. First one's Big Benny Gale, Brendan Gale, who's the current head cheese there at the Richmond Footy Club.
Yes.
I think today's player probably doesn't realise Benny was a really good player at Richmond. Great forward. Moved into the ruck later on in his career. Or might be the other way around.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Either way.
Yeah, either way. But a really good player at Richmond. Nearly close to 250 games, 12 seasons, I think. And as I said, the head cheese there now at Richmond. So what he's done off the field for footy has been just as important as what he's done on the field. So a great call there by AFL Tasmania to elevate him. And the second one is a bloke called Peter Marquis.
No relation to Marcus Navarre?
No,
just basketball?
Poor joke by you. We talked about that earlier, that we weren't going to do that joke. But anyway. But Peter played in the 50s.
Yep.
From Devonport. And a great player, played at Melbourne, I think, from memory. And a really good player, and obviously congratulations to those two gentlemen on being elevated to legend status. Now, our order of play today, we'll go to the TSL first today, and but 2 wins for the coastal teams on the weekend.
Both up and about.
Yeah, Bernie smashed the Western Storm up there at Aurora, and I went and watched Devonport and Launceston, and Devonport arguably their first half. Apart from just being unable to kick straight, I think they kicked eight straight behinds before they kicked their first goal. But they just dominated. They could have easily led by 70-80 points at half time against Lonnie, but went on to win by 50. Took the foot off the pedal a little bit in the second half. That's okay. Thorpe, 4 straight goals in the second quarter. First time I've seen him play this year, and if Devonport get that sort of output from him week after week, they're certainly a finals team. So expecting them to roll up to Launceston this weekend and take down the winless Storm. Storm 0-11. Everyone keeps waiting for the Storm to win a game, and I know Thorpe's a bit worried about this game. I think he knows they're closer to a win, and they'll come out. They'll come out hungry after.
Especially against Thorpe too. Used to play at the club and
exactly right.
Led them to a flag at the old South Launceston.
But you think Devonport, if Devonport play to their capabilities and how they played on Saturday against Launceston, they should easily account for the Storm, and I think and keep their spot in the top 5.
Agree. Bernie hosting Hobart City at West Park, probably without Jason Laycock.
I would have thought so.
Done a little hammy again. It's reoccurring, not good for the Dockers, and I think even Clint Proctor himself, the coach, is under an injury cloud. Also with injury, Clint said to me earlier, or maybe on Sunday, after the win against Western Storm, it's just old men. These guys. Both above 30, I think. So
it must be a concern that Laycock's the hamstring injuries are starting to creep into his game. It's never good.
No.
So look, I think they really got to rest him now. Make sure he gets right.
There's no need to play him against Hobart City. No disrespect to City, but Bernie should get the chocolates here at home.
I would have thought so, but Hobart City got big Julian DeBoz up forward.
They're coming off a win against Clarence.
They are, Clarence, yes. Yep. So got to take. It's the same really as the Launceston game.
I think they took them too lightly.
I think they took Launceston too lightly, and look what happened. So they've got to be on the ball there, Bernie. You're starting to look a bit cold there, Kez. I think we better go inside and just go by the wood fire and have a chat to the locals inside the Alvey Footy Club rooms. Back in a minute.
Sounds good.
Right, moving along the NWFL now, Jordan, and up to round 12. I'd say two really big games this week. The biggest being at Latrobe, where Latrobe take on Wynyard, and I think Latrobe will probably exceed the expectations a little bit this year. I think a few people thought they'd be okay. Probably not this good.
No, not at all.
And coming up against Wynyard, coming off a big win up at Smithton. But they've shown they're beatable this year. So what are you expecting out of this game?
Ooh, tough one, Coley. I did for one of the first times in a while. When I was doing the tipping, I, like you said before, contemplated tipping the Demons, but just went with Wynyard off the last 2 years. But Latrobe only lost once this year. It was to the Cats at the Cattery about a couple of months ago. I don't think they got shown. It wasn't an embarrassment, was it?
No.
40 or 50 points?
I think so, yeah.
I think the Demons can challenge Wynyard. Nose Murphy still, a couple of their better players out. So by all means, I saw Latrobe firsthand last week against Penguin. They were very impressive.
I'll be very interested to see the team selections on Thursday night. If Wynyard get, apart from Murphy, get pretty much a semblance of their best team together, I think they win.
Yep.
If a few of their key personnel are still out, I think Hamish Shaw was out on the weekend. A couple others, there, and they could be vulnerable on the road at the trade. But I think Wynyard probably just got enough to cover there. I think a good matchup would be down forward with the Big Sharman versus Kurt Wells. I think that could be a key to the game. The other big game this week is over at the Devonport Oval with Devonport taking on East Devonport in the second version of the Mersey Derby this year.
Who would have thought at the start of the year that this was a mini final? I know we're still about 8 weeks out from the finals themselves, but a win to East here, they go 2 games clear into 5, and if Devonport win, they get back to level pegging. So massive consequences for the loser and winner.
Yeah, look, let's be honest, the team that finishes 5th will only be there for the first week of the finals.
Yeah, but still,
I'm not quite sure if they're going to be doing too much damage, but to say you played in finals, I think is a pretty big achievement. Especially, Devonport in their first year, or East Devonport from where they come from. So, look, you'd have to pick East. East, they smashed Burnie on Saturday. I expected East to win, but not by triple figures.
I still can't tip him.
Oh, come on.
Dale's
I'm going to get Dale to ring you before you leave. No, I think East. I think East are in. East just got enough. I think their senior players are in better form.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen them once at all this year, so I've got nothing to base my tip off.
No, I think East might get the chocolate syrup over Devonport at the Devonport Oval. The other 2 games this round.
Conclusions you would have thought?
Yes. Ulverston, we're sitting in their lovely club rooms here, and there's a very comfortable couch.
Beautiful flight.
They're travelling up to Smithton. No doubt it'll be cold up at Smithton, probably a bit windy. Yeah. But they travel a bit to take on the Saints. Ulverston haven't many. Let's be honest. Their first halves have been terrible. The last 2 games I've seen them play, they need to pick their act up there. You'd still think they should have enough to get over Smithton, but they're just been a bit unconvincing at the moment. Ulverston. They need to pick it up a little bit.
They can sort of turn it on and smash Wynyard here, and then the next week they sort of don't almost show up to a certain extent to the lesser known names, but you'd expect a 3-figure margin here down Smithton. The young Saints are battling on manfully, but a little bit inexperienced.
Yep. And final game of the round is at West Park, where Burnie take on Penguin. Burnie, no secret, they're struggling, and Penguin, coming off a loss. I think Peter Tamlin will have them pretty fired up for a big performance this weekend, and probably a very big margin there, one would think.
Yes. Good call, bad call, Coley.
Our last good call, bad call. Our last good call.
Get the energy back up, mate.
Rightio, Jordan, to you. Are Penguin pretenders in this NWFL season after their disappointing performance against Latrobe at last Saturday? At home too, at home. Yeah,
I saw them at Anzac Day too against Ulverston. They were horrendous, and they weren't much better on the weekend. Yeah, I think they are, Coley. You talk about
so you're saying good call?
Great call. You're talking about whoever finishes 5 making up the numbers. I think Penguin will be making up the numbers. They're going to finish 4th, but they're a 5 or 6 goal. Your top 3, Latrobe, Ulverston and Wynyard, are at least a 5 or 6 goal better side. So sadly for the 2 Blues this year, ain't going to be producing any prelims or silverware, sadly.
Disappointing. You always think they've got enough talent. Just not quite doing it.
Haven't quite got it.
Not quite good there.
Coley, let me get this because I'll stuff it up otherwise. The footy video with the Richmond jumper was some of the finest stuff we've ever produced together in a footy video.
I think it was. It was crisp up, and a nice little link there to Brendan Gale, our legend, who delightfully sent the jumper over to me ASAP on the express post. Unfortunately, Betty, was just maybe a size or too small for me.
Why do you have to put the Richmond jumper on?
Because I lost a bet with our reporter Libby Bingham that Essendon wouldn't beat Richmond, and unfortunately the Bombers disappointed me once again, like they're doing for the majority of this season. But geez, it was good stuff. It was crisp stuff. It was some of our finest, I thought.
Yeah, no, we've produced some good stuff over the journey, Colin.
I think it's been an absolute pleasure to do footy videos with you, mate. All the best in your overseas travels. And I don't think it'll be none. You won't see either of us next week for the footy video?
Yeah, I think the footy video might go into hibernation
like the Big Bear does.
Like the Big Bear for a month or two, but by all means, tune back in when it comes.
I'll be back, don't worry. Catch you later.